Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's the 31st of December and it's the final day of 2024. And as we say goodbye to the year, I thought this would be a perfect time to reflect on everything I've accomplished with my astrophotography journey over the past 12 months. If you're a subscriber, you'll know that it's been a while since my last video, back in August. Unfortunately, we've had an incredibly frustrating run of cloudy skies, and since then it's made it nearly impossible to capture any new content. But I'm optimistic about the new year, and hopefully in 2025, it will bring clearer skies and more opportunities to share my work with you. So if you're new here, welcome to the channel, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming content that I put out. For now, let's dive into the highlights of 2024 and cover some of the most exciting moments of my astrophotography adventure. So 2024 was a big one for me, especially because I made a significant change to my gear. I switched from the one-shot color camera, the ZWO ASIir 294MC Pro, over to a mono camera, the ASIir 2600mm Pro. This change came with a lot of challenges, like setting up the filters, installing them in a filter wheel, and perfecting the back focus, but the results were worth every bit of effort. I also got my hands on my first planetary camera, the ASIir 662MC. I experimented a little bit with it on the Moon and Jupiter, but I haven't had a chance to fully explore all of its capabilities yet, and that's something I'm looking forward to in the coming year. So January brought several clear nights, and I made the most of them by capturing two incredible targets, the Orion Nebula and the Horsehead Nebula. So the Orion Nebula, this is probably my best shot of Orion to date, and I took it with the ASIir 294MC Pro, so that's the one-shot color camera that I owned. The detail in this image exceeded my expectations, and it's a target that I plan to revisit with my new one as well, using a mono setup, just for comparison more than anything else, and see what I can do. The other one, the Horsehead Nebula, this is a tricky target for me due to its low position in the sky and limited visibility from my location. Despite these challenges, I was thrilled with the result. That said, there was some noticeable haloing around the stars, which I'm hoping to improve with my upgraded filters if I also revisit this one with the mono camera. So April was a month of firsts for me. I managed to test out my new ASIir 662MC planetary camera on the Moon. Whilst the conditions weren't ideal, I managed to capture a decent first image. I also did try photographing Saturn with it, though the results weren't actually worth sharing because my telescope has very limited focal length, which isn't ideal for planetary work. This month also marked my first deep sky capture with the ASIir 2600mm Pro. The target I went after was Bode's Galaxy, and the transition to a mono camera definitely paid off here. I think the resulting capture was vibrant, and there was a lot of detail that shows up through all the different color channels, and I'm really happy with this image. May, I decided to revisit the Whirlpool Galaxy. So the Whirlpool Galaxy has always been one of my favorite targets, and it was one of the first targets I ever photographed back when I started astrophotography several years ago. This time I used the new mono camera, and I captured in LRGB, and finally did this galaxy justice, in my opinion, creating one of the best images of it to date that I have managed to compose. Let's jump forward to summer. So summertime, we had a few clear nights as well, and I was actually able to start capturing some nebula targets. So this time around, I went after the Elephant Trunk Nebula, and I also went after the Cygnus Wall. So in July, I had an opportunity across the course of several nights to capture about 12.5 hours worth of exposure time, and I managed to produce this image, which I'm incredibly proud of. One of my colleagues even mistook this image for a James Webb photo, though of course it's far from that level. The Cygnus Wall, so this was another SHO, or sulfur, hydrogen, oxygen masterpiece with almost 13 hours of data. Both of these nebulae, they showcase what's possible with the ASIir 2600mm Pro, and I think a big part of it is down to the Antlia filters as well. So I went for the Antlia 3nm Pro filters, and I bought the SHO ones individually, and then I also bought the pack of LRGB filters to go with it. So I really recommend them. I'm really happy with them. The haloing is minimal. They are good quality, and while expensive, they are certainly a lot cheaper than some of the other filters on the market, like Astrodon and otherwise, which I'm sure would produce better results, but I think it's marginal gains relative to the cost. So for anyone who's considering mono, I would recommend the camera, I would recommend the filters. Check out the video that I put together earlier in the year, which goes through that in more detail if you're interested. So one other interesting turn up this year was the Northern Lights. Even though I live in southeast England, I was able to catch a brief glimpse of it. Something that I didn't ever expect to hear happening in England. I thought you'd have to go to the Arctic Circle or somewhere very northerly to be able to do that, but I captured this picture with my iPhone. It was only a short exposure in the order of 5 to 10 seconds, but it definitely reveals a lot of the colours, like the greens and the purples of the aurora, which is pretty cool. So not a deep sky thing, not a galaxy or even planetary, but it's astrophotography, I suppose, of some sort. So I thought I'd share that. That was an interesting highlight of this year. Okay, wrapping up for 2024. So looking back, I'm thrilled with how much I've actually grown as an astrophotographer this year. Switched to mono imaging, which has been a game changer, and I really cannot wait to see what I can accomplish in 2025. And I'm really excited to have you along with me on the journey. Let me know in the comments which of the photos is your favorite, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. For more of my work, check out my Instagram channel, where I post all of my images. Here's to clear skies, new challenges, and more incredible photos in 2025. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a very happy new year, and I will see you again in 2025.